Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Inner Gamer. We are live at Braindead Brewing right now.
Yes, we are.
This is Brett
Live.
Yanofsky,
I'm
obviously. Devin Duree.
Oh.
We have a new guest.
My name is Keven White, one of the managers here at Braindead Brewing in Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas.
Oh man,
This guy's awesome.
Kevin.
Oh,
Kevin,
guys, I'm so excited to be here.
Your
You have no
beer.
idea.
Dude, I'm excited to have you here. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man.
So, right now, we are in the middle of a crowd of lots of Nintendo 64 fans. Like, lots of them.
I'm sure we're gonna cut
They're
to some
everywhere.
sort of feed of what's going on over here at some point, but holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
this is no small crowd.
No, I'd say generous estimate, we've probably got, at least 100, 120 bodies in here right now, and I'm expecting to get at least 100 more by the end of the night, so.
NBD.
Yeah,
Nobody,
NBD,
you know,
normal
it's
Tuesday,
fine.
guys.
It's a
Don't even
good
worry about
Tuesday.
it.
It's a
Yeah.
good Tuesday crowd.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good
All right.
size.
So I gotta ask, in regards with that many people,
Mm-hmm.
how many gallons of beer is this place gonna go through tonight?
Well,
Not including myself.
I was going to say that was going to skew off my numbers a little bit. Shoot, why don't we say 300 gallons? How's that sound? Is that a
Okay,
good number
that's
for
pretty
you?
good.
Yeah?
That's pretty good. I
We're
like that.
actually going to give everybody a gallon milk jug that we've sanitized and poured beer into.
Oh my God.
So much beer.
That
Hey,
is
$10
insane.
you get in, you get a gallon of beer. I mean, come on.
You
Trying to do
are
Why
something
not?
different.
Why not?
$10 and you get a gallon of beer. That's too much beer. That's
That's a little too much.
Too much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, I like forgot to grab my beer, so I'm stuck
Well, that's
here
'cause you
beerless. But
You
I will
kinda
have it
suck
later.
at
No,
this.
I'm good. I'm good,
Okay,
man. You
all
got
right.
it. You got it.
I didn't get the flu yet.
That
this
That
year.
one looks
Fingers
like
crossed.
that one.
Yeah,
I gotta
we gotta-
admit, that one
we gotta
looks
be
like
careful.
it's thick as oatmeal.
This is
Yeah, what is that?
it's a given to rye. It's a rye brown ale. So it uses rye as an adjunct to the recipe. Gives a little bit of a spicy note to it,
Okay.
kind of like a rye whiskey as opposed to a corn whiskey. But indicative of the English style, it's very malt forward. You get a lot of toasted caramel in there, a little chocolate. Good winter warmer in my book. It's
So
tasty.
let's jump into some beer conversation for
Sure.
a minute here. So you guys make beer
Mhm, we
here
do.
in house. You have as far as Dallas goes, I feel like you have one of the larger selections of like house made beers.
We're definitely up there, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about how did Braindead become a thing? Like, what was the formation of Braindead?
Well, so the concept of Braindead itself started out with Sam Wynn, who is the
Okay.
son of Shannon Wynn, who founded the Flying Saucer, if you
Oh,
guys are
really?
familiar with that.
Yeah.
So
I had no idea.
huge craft beer empire. The guys kind of put Texas on the map as far as that. So he's kind of had restauranteering in his blood, so to speak. And he met a man named Jeff Fryman, who I believe was managing the Common Table over in Dallas at the time.
Oh yeah.
They got to talking. They ended up doing their Cicerone certification together, which is kind of like a beer sommelier for the most part. You get
Awesome.
your cert, you know what you're talking about. And so they wanted to open up a brew pub where they were going to brew their own beer.
Yeah.
They were going to do like pizzas and shit like that. Sorry, can I curse?
No.
How
Yeah. No.
dare-
Yeah.
How dare you?
No! Oh,
How dare
shit.
you?
He
Oh,
cursed.
golly.
How dare you
Oh.
fucking say that, my sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, go on, please.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fucking A. All right, cool. So, so they ended up kind of talking, wanting to form their own brew pub. They crossed paths with Andrew Herder, who at the time was the head brewer at Deep Ellum Brewing, right down the road.
Okay.
Andrew left to kind of go to greener pastures, and then Chef David Pena came to the mix, and they all came together and said we could make something really interesting. So talked to investors. They got a little bit of bankroll on it. And now here we are almost 3 years later, and I mean, we're doing some pretty interesting stuff, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you guys have your 3-year anniversary party coming up. When's that going to be?
That is going to be early April.
Early April.
Yeah,
Awesome.
early April.
Exciting. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, so I I love coming here. It's a great place. It's,
Yeah. You got a really chill atmosphere. It's
Yeah.
like the community essence of it. You got a lot of people just like the communal tables that people can just sit down, drink a beer, eat some good food.
Yeah,
That's
man.
another thing I got to give to you, man. Like this place, like I mean, I think of a brewery, at least some of the ones that I've been to.
Mhm.
There's not like a menu that you can enjoy food at.
Pub food in and of itself tends to be pretty subpar at a lot of places, but there are
Yes.
Dallas is kind of tends to be spearheading kind of a revival in like artisan craft food, as I like
Right.
to call it.
I've
Like,
noticed.
Yeah, we're not the only places doing it. I mean, Common Table has an amazing menu. A few other places that maybe don't brew their own beer necessarily, but definitely have an amazing selection. I mean, Strange Ways is one of my favorite craft beer bars in Dallas, and they won best pub food from the Observer, I think, 2 years running. And they have some of the best elotes in Dallas. Like,
Really?
check it out.
Oh
It's
my God.
delicious.
I wish
That's
I
awesome.
hadn't eaten now because that sounds amazing.
Hey, man, we can go afterwards. It's fine.
There
I
you
got
go.
you.
All right, well, thanks
Done
for joining
and
us,
done.
guys. We'll see you on.
Perfect. See you later. All right,
No, all
fantastic.
Tuesday night starting early. There we
So,
go. That's perfect.
I got to admit, and people who've listened to the podcast or seen me talk about it, I'm not a beer drinker.
Mhm.
At least until I
That's
got
an
here.
understatement.
Shut your mouth. I'm a bourbon guy.
Sure,
by, by heart, and I got to admit, man, like your team, like you walked me through the notes and the things that like my palate forms to.
Yeah.
Is that something you really like take pride in, like making sure that everybody knows knows their shit and knows like, okay, what kind of flavors are you into and what kind of drinks do you like to drink? And
Totally.
maybe I can find you something.
Yeah, it's personalized experience. You don't want to go into a place and be like, get you a beer. It's like, that's fucking
Got you a
awful.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Throw some limes in it.
Or we have a Bud Light Lime that already has lime infused.
We got you covered
Gross.
on all bases.
Yeah.
Good.
But no,
Yeah.
we're very proud. I mean, I started out as a server here, and then moved up into management, and I was always very prideful in the fact that I could not only take an order, but also find out something about a person.
Right.
Find out, like for example, I'm a huge bourbon fan myself. Buffalo Trace is hands down one of the best bottles for the money you can get. Hashtag not sponsored by Buffalo Trace. Hashtag email me, please.
Hashtag disclaimers.
Hashtagging outside of Twitter. But when you kind of have the same process of tasting whiskey as you do a beer, you
Right.
pour a small sample. You don't have to rinse it, but you can if you want to. And then you say, you got some peaty notes. As it warms up, this character comes through. A lot of people that are outside of the craft beer industry really don't look at beer in the same light as they do wine or whiskey. And the whole kind of craft beer movement, a part of that is trying to change that to be like, yeah, you can, I don't want to say snobby because that's not the right word for it, but you can be very appreciative of what's in front of you, and there is a depth to it that a lot of people might not realize.
You can take on an artisan's serious like tones to finding out that flavor palette for somebody.
Absolutely. And you can have a conversation about it. You can have
Yeah.
a 20-minute conversation about it.
Well, we did, which was interesting because now I'm actually drinking a beer that, again, not a beer drinker.
No, you're not.
I'm on
No.
number 3 now, and
You're on number
Hey.
3 already? Oh my god.
Hey!
catch up,
This is
sucker!
gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just wait, we're going to bust out the Rumplemints in about 30 minutes. It's
Oh
going to be a
my
fun
gosh.
podcast.
I'm gonna
There
be
we go.
thrown out of here in like an hour. Get him out.
Yeah, come on.
I'm already
No.
ready to get you out. I can't get out. Oh my gosh. What's
Yeah,
that?
you're stuck.
So
in here with me.
I want to talk to you for a minute about your. You guys have a lot of events going on here
Mhm.
all throughout the week. Like tonight, so Tuesday night, we have a Mario Kart tournament happening. I know on Sunday nights, right? You guys have a movie night sometimes.
Sunday night cinema, yeah. we do
Cinema,
a double
yeah.
feature back to back, usually with a theme.
Yeah.
Sometimes try to spruce it up. Monday nights, Sporkle Trivia. So they come
Awesome.
out, classic bar trivia, free to play, win for play for prizes, win all that good stuff. Wednesdays, kids eat free, starting at 6 o'clock.
there
So
you go.
if anybody
All right.
listening has some kiddos at home and they want to shut them up with some mac and cheese, we can make that happen.
And I just had that mac and cheese. Oh my gosh.
Oh, just you
Haven't
wait,
had
sir.
it before. I am quite full right now.
Oh,
It's
yes.
very good.
Yeah,
Very
I had
good.
the fish and chips, and I feel like, I know we're here and excited, but man, a nap would really just hit the spot.
Well, you just take a nap and then Brett and I will talk. How's
Yeah,
that
there you go.
sound?
There you go.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like that.
So,
Happening,
Brett,
come
yeah.
on.
So
Come
so
on.
anyway, so I liked all the events that you guys
Mhm.
have because one, that's obviously bringing new business in, but
Right.
you're building this community
Mhm.
of people that become friends through unorthodox ways, I guess. Like they may not have met each other until they came to this event and had that happen. So
Totally.
what is that? Was that the original intention, and how has that evolved over time? Like,
Well, I mean, any businessman would tell you that any event's not for the money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. But even if it might have started out that way, or even if that was even just a glimpse or a glint in the eye of the event, so to speak, every event has kind of taken on a life of its own. I consider Tuesday nights my nights as a manager, so that's what I've been focusing on. Jeff Fryman, one of the co-owners, Thursday nights are metal nights, so we'll actually have local Dallas metal acts on the patio.
That's pretty wild.
So that's his night. That's what he likes to focus on.
I almost said that's so metal, and I'm glad I didn't.
You would be factually correct.
I would be factually correct. That's kind of correct.
So yeah, I mean, it's we've grown to love the events and the regulars that we've seen come through here. And like I said, even at the end of the day, if the bottom line is about money, we wouldn't be doing it unless we actually gave a shit about it.
Right.
You know?
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So let's now put on our future vision goggles, and let's see if we can predict some shit in the future here.
Okay, let's do it.
What's on the horizon for Braindead coming up? Within let's project this next year. What kind of shit can we look forward to come and enjoy?
Well, I got to plug this because this is my event. On Valentine's Day, I am marrying people at the brew pub.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Yeah.
I saw that and I was like,
Yeah.
what does this mean?
No,
Now I know.
I've been an ordained minister through the Universal Life Church in Seattle since 2009.
Yeah, his name's Father Keven. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Now I know.
Oh,
It's
well, there you
amazing.
go. Learn
I
something
love
new
it.
every day.
I love it.
So we actually have one couple that's slated to get married at 8 o'clock. And we're actually looking for more. So I'm going to be on call all day. It's like, hey, if you want to get hitched, you get 2 free pints of beer to sip on during the ceremony, and a bomber bottle of house beer to take home for the honeymoon.
Well, you heard it here. If you want to get married at Braindead,
I got
Valentine's Day, right?
If you're in the racket
yeah.
of
Yeah,
getting
there we
free
go.
beer, why not get hitched while you're at it? Wink!
Yeah.
Hey! No, and no cost. All you got to do is bring the marriage license, and that's it. We'll take care of everything else for you. It's
That's awesome.
it's the cheapest. You are getting stuff for getting married. Nobody does that. Drop $20,000, and it's like, oh, great, see your family that you don't really want to see anyway.
Say that ain't
Yeah.
no lie.
And
Yeah,
they
That
have
ain't no lie.
they have the thing where you go to Vegas or whatever and get hitched by Elvis or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's a trip. You have to
Yeah.
pay for it to get there.
Not only that, you're
Here,
getting married by Elvis,
this
which, let's
awesome
be honest,
guy.
it's a make-believe Elvis.
Yeah.
Here, you're going to get married.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to drink some beer. I really don't feel like I need I don't need a third bullet point. Those are two good things.
I'm sure if you had whiskey here, you'd be like, done, sold, bourbon, into the mix there.
We're at a brewery, Brett.
Yeah. Well, it could
Get
be
your shit
bourbon
together.
barrel aged beer. So there you go. You'd be good to go. So
Got it,
that's
man.
awesome. So you guys are also going to be doing. I saw you put up some events for Overwatch League watch party.
Indeed,
We are a
yes.
video game podcast, so I'm very curious to hear more about that.
Ooh. Okay, so I don't need to spat on about Overwatch to you guys. Everybody knows what
We love
Overwatch
Overwatch.
is, right?
Yep.
For those that don't know, they just debuted the actual Overwatch League, the esports league. Was it 2 weeks ago now? A little less.
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, we were the first ones in Dallas to actually try to do an event because I love esports to begin with. I mean, I've been gaming since I was 5 years old. Even though I may not be good enough to actually compete, I am a huge fan of the guys that make it a career and make it into the sport that it really is.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to embrace that and give people a place to say, hey, you want to come out, have good food, good beer on a fucking projector screen? Like, come on. Yeah, you got a 55-inch Toshiba, but we got something a little better. So
It's
come
pretty
on.
cool. Yeah.
Come on. So we got 2 events coming up right now slated. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be showcasing the LA versus LA, which I know is going to be a big rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be
yeah.
insane.
It's funny you even bring that up because I mean I got to be honest, and please take no offense. I didn't peg you as an esports fan.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know everything about everything there is to know about esports. In fact, I'm pretty
Neither do
ignorant.
I.
about a lot of the events that happen, but
Don't worry, you're
I
not the
respect.
only one.
Here's this guy over here.
No,
That's fair. No,
I'm just saying. I feel
That's
like
accurate.
Louise is the only one on our podcast that actually
I
knows
can't lie.
everything
That's
of these
also
sports.
me.
Yeah,
That's okay.
He's just a Dark Souls fanatic. He will
Hey.
spend an entire 5 hours talking about that
I can.
damn game.
See, I spent 5 minutes on that game and said, nah.
Right?
Nah.
Yes.
Nah,
Yes.
I'm not. I invested in Game Shark when I was 16. I invested in the company, so
I cheated my way to every credit scene.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
dude. Cheatcodecentral.com. I
Man.
still admin that shit.
Oh, that was good.
Still. I
still
got it.
admin on
Admin
there.
that. Oh my
That's so
gosh.
fucking
We just deployed last week. A brand. No.
All right, so with that, now that we're in that wheelhouse, let's
Totally.
just video games.
Mhm.
Give me your top video game of all time.
Top video game
your,
of all
your,
time.
your absolute favorite. You can go back to across the 30 plus years video games have been a thing.
Man.
Flying forks.
Honestly, I can I do a tie? Can I do a
That's
top
fair.
two?
No,
Okay.
That's fair.
That's
That's
good,
fair.
that's good.
First, Shadow of the Colossus.
That's his
That's.
heartstrings right there.
Are we best friends now?
Yeah.
We are best friends.
Oh my
We are
God.
best. This motherfucker doesn't even know what it is.
I know what
What?
it is.
Shut
I
your
just never
mouth.
played it. Okay.
Oh,
I've never
God.
played it.
Oh. You ever see that Adam Sandler movie? Is that your exposure to it? Like, yeah, I saw it once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't
wait a
even name
minute
the name of
here.
that movie. I think
This is. I don't know either.
I don't know.
I mean, all of them started blending together at some point.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
dude, that game is just it is in my eyes the definition of video game art. It took every rule that a video game had and
Yeah.
turned it on its side
Yeah.
and made you care about the characters. It had some fantastic gameplay which kept you hooked. The soundtrack is, to this day, in my opinion, one of the best to ever grace a CD, a cartridge, anything like that.
and it's about to be downloadable content when it comes out on the PS4.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be
I'm not
amazing.
gonna leave my room.
Oh, yeah.
in 4K.
I'm not gonna leave my room.
No,
I know.
not going to happen.
I want to play it too. I'm
All right, so
excited.
that's your first one.
Yeah,
one
that's my
half
first
of
one.
one.
Just shy of that, Mega Man X.
Ah, man.
I think that's
that blows my mind. That's cool.
Shadow of the Colossus just barely edges it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Mega
awesome.
Man X. You know
Yeah.
how long it's been since I've played Mega Man X?
Really?
Oh, like
Same
Man.
here. Same
so
here.
long ago.
Dude, it's still a classic. It's still defined a generation.
It's funny that you even say that because God, we think about all these games that can withstand the test of time and the ones that can still have replayability decades later. And I mean,
Sure.
that's one of them.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, Ego Raptor was right when he said that it is one of the best opening levels of any video game ever, insofar as it teaches you without having to teach you. Even if we're
It
just
does.
looking at that as far as game design,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yep.
So, Mega Man 11 is coming out this year. Are you excited?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Got another Mega Man
Brand
coming out
new.
this year.
Hmm.
We'll see.
It's got some
Okay.
3D
See.
components to it, but not full 3D. It's like pseudo 3D with 2D
Right,
elements
right.
and stuff like that.
Kind of that 2.5, whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Okay.
It
Word.
looks
Weird
awesome.
pixelated art.
So,
Right.
I'm pretty pumped.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Are you,
Is
are you
that
pumped?
going to be? Do you know if there's not? It's probably not going to be physical copies. It's probably going to be more marketplace like 9 and 10 was. Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Probably
yeah.
a digital download of some kind.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
not
Put
that
it on
anyone's.
screen.
I mean, not that anyone's clamoring for a physical copy of it, but
Right.
Yeah. It'd be cool to
nice.
put up on your wall, you know, and show that off, you know.
Same.
It might. I mean, I think it's coming out on everything, if I remember
it's
correctly.
yeah,
so,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
Oh
sure it's
yeah.
every
If
platform.
That'll be good.
Capcom's putting it out, it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's on everything.
It'll be
They're
there.
gonna stretch that dollar.
Oh yeah. Now I got to ask you guys the same question.
Okay.
Top video game of all time.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Wasn't
Brett.
ready
I know
for
this is
this.
a hard
Okay.
question for you guys.
Go ahead,
this
Brett.
is your wheelhouse.
Go ahead.
So, nobody would like mine. Well, no, people will like mine. Certain people out there will like mine.
This is
but
you're not selling this at
I
all.
know. I'm working on
He's
it.
bad
I'm
at
working
this.
it
Oh,
up to this.
terrible.
So,
This is terrible.
the Battlefield series. Have you ever
Okay.
played that multiplayer
Mm-hmm.
havoc of awesomeness?
Oh yeah.
So I played that and like kind of the original Call of Duty before it wasn't good anymore. Like I don't like Call of Duty anymore,
Right.
but original Call of Duty I probably put in over 750 hours on.
Okay.
So I was like hardcore at that game.
Word.
But probably like just Battlefield in general There's not a
Okay.
single one that I've played that I didn't enjoy,
Right.
except for the one that came out exclusively on console, which I did not play that. Bad Company 1. So
Oh, yeah.
I skipped over that one. But Bad Company 2 was good.
Mm.
And then Bad Company 3 is rumored to be coming out this year. So
Okay.
that's my go-to. Yeah.
You really have had this strange fixation on like a lot of like wartime shooters.
Yeah, I have, yeah. 'Cause I played, like, my first shooter game on the PC was Delta Force Land Warrior. It was a military shooter. I don't know if you guys ever heard that, but
Oh, yeah.
that was, like, old school stuff right there. But
Is that like System Shock 2 era, or is that kind of
Ooh.
like...
there, I mean,
Like,
it
what do
was,
we-
I want
I'm
to
trying
say
to
it was
place that.
2000, 2001.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was early
Ish.
2000s.
Okay,
It
yeah.
was right before Battlefield came out, which I think was 2002.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I was a little tyke back then. It was amazing. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So, Devin, what do you got? I mean,
So
I can probably imagine.
I want to punch him in the face right now.
I got you.
He's gonna think that I'm gonna say something like Dark Souls, which don't get me wrong, I am obsessed.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that.
Nothing wrong
Were
with
you
that.
not?
No, I wasn't going to say that. I bet you're going to come out with something like totally off the wall. I mean, like Medieval or something like that. Who knows? I don't know.
I
You
mean,
never know.
like Medieval. That's
Yeah.
a great fucking game.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now, if I had to throw like the game that I know that I can play over and over and over until the end of time, it's the only game I have access to. It's gonna have to be God of War.
Oh, okay.
Interesting choice.
I like
I
that.
was a huge history buff when I was in college.
Yeah.
Even though I got a theater degree. Wah, wah.
That
But
explains a lot. In a good way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
there we go. I still love you, Devin. I still love you.
thanks, Kevin.
Oh.
No,
Okay,
God
nice.
of War, man. It was the right mix of hack and slash.
Mhm.
It really dove into the Greek pantheon and the history of the Greek gods and their religion, and really not just exploring like, oh, cool, there's Zeus, but it explored all the other really subtle, cool stories in the Greek mythology.
Totally.
Just all those subtle characters. Persephone, you get to see all the stuff about what the way the different cultures, like the way Greeks worship the gods and the way that Spartans worship the gods.
Sure.
You get to see all the different interactions with the Titans and the punishments that they endured after the Great War between the gods themselves. So it's hack and slash, and yeah, you can tear the heads off Medusas, but it was so much better when you actually got to enjoy.
Sure. It had those different layers, like an onion.
Yes, much like an onion. A bloody,
Much like it.
gore-stained onion.
Yes.
What was that thing we were talking about the other day where, like, if you mix God of War with Nintendo Labo, like, put those two together?
Oh, no.
we were talking
Like you put the Joy-Con in a giant blade, and you're like
Throwing it at snakes.
Axe and see what happens.
ah.
Yeah.
The cardboard come bloody? Is that how it comes out? Or would you
I
just have
don't
to-
think Nintendo's
Just the
gonna go
colors
for
change.
that.
It's got color
But,
changing cardboard.
I
It's
mean,
magic.
you know,
Maybe Wildcats is going to do a third party, just like, nah, it's fine. We can do whatever we want. How
That would
about
be
that
awesome.
for a
That
throwback?
would be
huh?
awesome.
Wildcats comes
Wildcats.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody
Oh my
That's
God.
their return. That's
Oh.
their claim to fame.
No.
That's amazing. So, all right. So we're running out of time here, but I
Yeah.
want to ask you about Braindead Brewing. Obviously, we're here.
Yes.
But give me the spiel about
Yeah.
where you guys are online.
Sell us on
Where in
Braindead.
town.
Okay.
Sell
Where
us
do
on
people find
Braindead.
you?
Okay.
Where do they need to come to enjoy delicious and flavorful beers at a modest price?
Ooh, this is like the hot one send out. I like it. All right. So, Braindead Brewing, Deep Ellum off of Main and Good Latimer in Dallas, Texas. Guys, we are a brew pub, which means that we brew our own beer on premise. We also have an amazing scratch kitchen. Andrew Herder is our head brewer. He used to work at Deep Ellum, now works here. We have some amazing beers coming out very shortly. We've got a rye IPA called Ride or Die coming out. If you want to find out anything else by us, follow us on social media, facebook.com/braindeadbrew, Instagram @braindeadbrew. I'm probably going to be taking pictures of you guys on that tonight, so guys,
Heck yeah.
be taking a look out. Anything
Awesome.
else you guys want? If you have any questions about what we're doing, email us at hello@braindeadbrewing.com. Guys, my name is Kevin. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, Kevin, thanks, brother. That
Dude,
was awesome.
thank you.
We'll be right
Thank
back
you,
in a
sir.
minute after this. We got some more content coming up. Stick around, guys.